Would Chris Morocco think this is a good size tasting spoon? I don't know. Is that a spoon? Whoa! Chris just dropped this off and walked away. We're gonna taste with this. Hi, my name is Jessie. I'm the assistant food editor at Bon Appétit. We are at the test kitchen today making drunken clam noodles. It's a dish that's inspired by a lot of Taiwanese flavors. It's made with Taiwanese rice wine, black sesame oil, Thai basil, garlic, and fried ginger. It marinates really well with the clams. It brings out the freshness. It comes together really, really fast, and it has very intense flavors. You can find these combination of flavors on the street of Taiwan. It's what I grew up eating a lot. I find these combination flavors really, really soothing and comforting. It's called drunken clam noodles because the clams are literally cooked in wine. Some cooks will even use only the wine and not a drop of water. We're using a mix of both. Today we're using little neck clams. So after I pick up clams from store, I like to clean them really well, scrub them. And after I do that, I like to store them in salted water, mimicking the environment that they come from. So they keep fresh and alive until you need them. Also, it helps them drown out some sands in them. So you will have no sand in your broth. We're gonna cut up our aromatics. I like to put a bowl down to collect scraps when I'm cooking. It's just like easier to clean up and you don't leave a mess after you cook. When I'm peeling a garlic, I like to use a knife instead of my nails. I like a lot of ginger in my broth. I'm not peeling it just because it's just not necessary in this recipe. Personally, I don't mind having chunks of ginger in my noodles. But if you do mind that, and if you do mind the peel, you can feel free to peel your ginger. And the next thing we're gonna do is red Thai chili. You can adjust the heat as you like. 3 is good for me. Red Thai chilies are pretty spicy. Of the scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it a 8. So be careful with them. All right, now we're gonna measure out our sauces and wine and sesame oil. Oyster sauce, we're gonna use about 2 tablespoons, and we can adjust it after if it's not salty enough. It adds a nice umami flavor to your savory dishes. Black sesame oil is different from regular toasted sesame oil. It's made with black sesame seeds, and it just has a deeper, nuttier flavor than white sesame seeds. This is Taiwanese rice wine. It's a staple in Taiwanese kitchen. I use it in pretty much everything that I cook. It's really versatile and adds a very nice aromatic and clean flavor. Always remove flammables around your pot before you start cooking, especially if you're cooking with any alcohol. I have my ramen noodles. This is a brand that I really like. It's from Sun Noodle. It's very nice, fresh ramen noodle. If you don't use fresh ramen noodle, you can also use instant ramen noodles if you like. We have our boiling water here ready for our noodles. It is very important to not salt your water for the noodles in this recipe. The broth we're making is really flavorful, so you don't need the extra salt in your noodle water. And I love cooking my noodles in basic like this. You don't need to fish for them. Now these noodles are ready. I'm just gonna pull them out. And I'm gonna just rest them in the serving bowl. Next, we're gonna build our broth. We have a Dutch oven here, and we're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And we're gonna fry our ginger until lightly golden brown on both sides. It gives this broth a nice fried ginger flavor. The ginger is starting to caramelize and it's smelling like fried ginger in the room now. So now we're gonna add in all of our clams. And then our rice wine, be careful when you add the wine. Sometimes I forgot I'm pouring wine and flames comes up. We're gonna add our oyster sauce, our chili and garlic, and our sesame oil. And we're gonna add about 1.5 cups of noodle water. I like to keep my noodle water hot so it doesn't slow down the cooking process. We're gonna cover it up and let it cook for 3 to 5 minutes. You know when the clams are done and ready to serve, when they're open? If they're not open, just pick them out and don't eat them. They might be bad or dead and you don't want to eat them because they might make you sick. Let's take a look and see if they're ready. I can see that most of the clams are open. I think we are in a really good place. So now we're just gonna add in our fresh Thai basil. About like a handful is good. We're not trying to like cook the Thai basil too much. We just need it to kind of wilt. So the freshness and licorice Thai basil flavors goes into the broth a little more. Now we've stirred in the basil and we're gonna move back to the island for plating. What I like to do is in a smaller bowl, kind of push this aside a little bit so we have more space for our clams. It's smelling really good in here. You can really smell the clams, the rice wine, the fried ginger broth. Now we're gonna ladle our fried ginger broth all over the noodles and the clams. And I like that it kind of acts like little spoons here. You can have a little broth in here, a little garlic maybe. There you go. Woo. It's very gingery in a good way. It really warms you up instantly. There's a little bit of the heat from the red Thai chili, and it kind of lingers in your tongue, which is really, really nice. It's a classic combination to have white wine with seafood, and the rice wine kind of does the same thing, but in a Taiwanese way. It's really good. I can drink this all day. It's a mouthful.